Hi, welcome back. This is Matthew from A&N Finance. Last week we talked about settling with the insurance company for our Lexus and getting a check for the total loss. This week I'm going to talk about buying our new car. Well, originally my dad didn't want to get a new car because he wanted to wait for 2017 or 2018 to get the new Tesla Model 3 electric when it comes out. That would be his car, and Natalie would use the old Lexus when she turned 16 and started driving. So my dad thought of just getting a used car for a couple of years to tie us over before he got a Tesla. But my parents talked about it, and my mom said, "You never know when Tesla's going to come out with that car, so we shouldn't buy this one based on that timing." My dad agreed, so he scrapped the idea of a used car and started thinking about a new car instead. With our other car being a sedan, we knew we wanted our second car to be like the Lexus that had some cargo space to haul stuff around when we go camping or go on weekend getaways. So we started looking for station wagons and smaller SUVs. Out of the blue, a bunch of my parents' friends also told us to get Subarus. So we checked out some reviews like US News and World Report, and they raved about the Subaru Outback and the Volkswagen Golf Sport Wagon. Now we have a couple of cars we wanted to check out. Before we headed to the dealer, my dad asked me, "What do we do when we talk to car dealers?" I immediately responded, "We don't tell them anything." "Yep," he said. "We don't tell them that our car is totaled and that we have to buy a replacement as soon as possible. They'll use that against us. We just tell them that we're going to look around and might buy in the next couple months. Don't lie. Just keep it vague. Now we're ready to go shopping." We went to test drive the Volkswagens first because the dealership is only a couple miles away. We tested the Golf wagon and the Tiguan, the small SUV. They were both pretty nice. Natalie and I both liked the Tiguan, but my dad said that was probably too small. A few days later, we went to test drive the Subarus. We drove the Outback and the Forester models with different engines. I personally like the Outback a lot better than the Volkswagen. Anyways, it's pretty fun climbing in brand new cars and test driving them. A few days later, my mom and dad talked about cars and which one we should get. They quickly crossed off the Volkswagen. My mom told my dad, "I don't want to get a German car. Remember our Audi? Maintenance was really expensive and it had an air conditioner problem that they could never figure. We should get a good Japanese car like our Lexus and Acura. Those were good cars and much cheaper to maintain." That's what my dad was thinking too, so they were on the same page. Then they considered a new Lexus RX because we had a great experience with our old one. My mom didn't like the new styling and it looked like it doesn't have too much cargo space anymore. And my dad didn't like the sticker shock. So they nixed the Lexus too. Finally, they started talking about the Subarus. My dad said he really liked the Outback. He told my mom that we were really happy with the Outback. He said it rides high up like an SUV, but much better handling than the Lexus. Having decided on the Outback, they started talking about what options and features to get with the car. At some point in the conversation, I think it was about the smaller engine, I heard my mom telling my dad not to be so cheap. Later on, my dad told me that my mom was right. If we were buying something to use just once, we shouldn't spend too much money on it. But we plan to own our cars forever, so we should spend more on quality on the car we really want. Anyways, they decided to get the limited version with the V6 engine. He said the Outback was like stealth luxury. It doesn't look like it, but it has way more features and is so much more comfortable than our old Lexus. It has a keyless start, adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, a rear view camera, auto reverse braking, and lots more. Personally, I was sold when I saw that it came with heated back row seats. That way, my dad didn't gloat about his heated front seats on cold days in December. Before my mom went in the final test drive, my dad said he wanted to nail down a price so we could buy it without wasting a bunch of time at the dealership. He told me car dealers try to negotiate with the list price. They also call it the MSRP, which is short for the manufacturer's suggested retail price. That is just another name for full price. And my dad says you should never pay for full price for a car because he says they are commodities. One Subaru Outback is the same as another Subaru Outback at another dealer. So you should always shop around. So my dad emailed a bunch of other Subaru dealers to solicit offers for the options he wanted. He got back a bunch of really good offers. My dad liked the salesman, Chris G. at Glendale Subaru, when we test drove the cars, so he wanted to give him a chance to win the business. So we called him up and Chris G. was able to match the best offer. With the price already prearranged, my mom and dad went in for the final test drive. My mom loved the car too, and they came home with it later that night. We ended up paying $2,600 less than sticker, which is a great price according to TrueCar.com. Now we have a shiny new Subaru. I love that new car smell. I'm going to be loving the heated seats this winter. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Please subscribe to our AN Finance YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. And look out for another video next week. Thanks. Bye-bye. I want to do something.